Hi students, this is Mrs. Suma Maheshwari from Sir Isaac Newton School. I hope you are all safe at home and enjoying the holidays too. In this quarantine time, let us use the time by having online classes and handling social for 4th CBSE students. The first lesson for you, calendars we use. You know, calendars, monthly calendar, daily sheet, everything. But how we are using, what is the purpose for calendar, everything we are going to see in this lesson. How does our choice for measuring time affect our lives? Okay, so what are the overview this lesson focus, what are the things we are focused in this lessons are how to sequence events and dates using the terms BCE and CE. Okay, using the term BCE and CE and the various types of calendars, their origin and uses. Okay, various types of calendars and what is the origin of the calendar and how they used. Okay, these are the things we are going to see this lesson. This is one kind of calendar, a picture for you. Okay, how do we use the terms BCE and CE to arrange dates on a timeline? BCE and CE. This is the main thing we are going to see. What is the meaning of BCE and CE? Okay. Read what Hasan's grandmother has to say. Ma'am, கொஞ்சம் please. ச்சே, கையெல்லாம். Read what Hasan's grandmother has to say about him. As you read, list the events and the dates in the given table. Okay, here is a grandmother. She says something about the events happens in her family. Okay, Hasan, my grandson, was born in the year 2000. Before that, his parents were live in Singapore. They moved to India in 1999, a year before Hasan was born. 4 years after his birth in 2004, I still remember that there was a big storm in our town. Hasn't started schools in the year 2005. 6 years after Hasan was born, we built a new house. His sister Ria Ria was born in 2008, 8 years after him. Okay, this is the information about the family. The granny point out the main thing is Hasan's birthday. Okay, before Hasan's birthday and after his birthday, what had happened, which helps him to remember that easily. Here they give a timetable. Okay, just like a tabular column, you have to fill that in the tabular column. Second one is Hasan's birth. First one even, next one is year. Okay, so Hasan's birthday, which year he was born? He was born on 2000. So you have to write here 2000. Okay, so first event. Before that, what had happened? Her parents lived in Singapore. They moved to India. Okay, Hasan's parents moved to India. Which year? 1999. You have to fill 1999 in this column. Okay, third one. After his birth, what had happened? In 2004, a big storm. Storm which, a strong air storm. Okay, like our Geja storm. Okay, 2004, which year? So a big storm. Here you have to write big storm 2004. The fourth one is Hazen started school. Okay, started school 2005. 6 years later, after 6 years after Hasan was born, we built a new house. Okay, so 2006, which means he was born on 2000. So 2006, built a new house. 2006 you have to write here, and then Ria's birth 2008. So you have to fill this tabular column in this way. Okay, I hope you understood how to fill this. The same tabular column is changed into datas and events timeline. Okay, this is a timeline. So the main point is Hasan's birthday. Before here you have to write the parents, they moved to India. The next events and all you should write here. Is it clear, students? As Hasan's grandmother spoke, she referred to each of the events as those that occurred before or after Hasan's birth. His birth is, in fact, used as a reference point to help her remember the years and events easily. So, the birth of his grandson, the year of his grandson's birth, is help her to remember all the events before or after what had happened, which helps her. In order to help remember the years and events better, people often use a major events as a reference point. In the same way, everybody use important events in the reference points of their lives. Okay, here they are giving one exercise for you, which is easy only. If you were to create a timeline for your family, which event would you choose as a reference point? Discuss with your family and find out. Okay. So, if you want to make a timeline in your family members means, for your family members means, which point is a reference point for you? You have to ask your parents and discuss your family and you make it. Okay. Next. In order to study the past, people also use the same concept to keep track of the years. The year of the birth of Jesus Christ is used as a major reference point by most people. Okay, so the year of the birth of Jesus Christ, the year of birth of Jesus Christ, okay, is used as a major reference point by most people. The years before the birth of Jesus Christ were named BC. Okay, so what is BC? Which was an abbreviation for before Christ. BC, which means, what is meaning of BC? Which means before Christ. Okay. The years after the birth of Jesus Christ were named AD, okay, which was an abbreviation for Anno Domini, which is a Latin word, okay. Latin, it's a Latin for year of the Lord. What is the meaning of Anno Domini? Which means year of Lord. Okay, year of the Lord. Events and dates were then classified as those that happened before the birth of Christ or after that. So the birth of Jesus Christ is a main event for them. Okay, so the year of Jesus Christ is a point for them to take a timeline. So after his birth is mentioned as AD, before Christ is mentioned as BC. Okay, so 100 BC is 100 years before the birth of Christ, while AD 100 is 100 years after the birth of Christ. Okay, so you have to remember what is BC, what is AD. Okay, BC which means before Christ, AD which means Anno Domini. As AD and BC hold religious connections, many prefer to use a more modern abbreviations BCE and CE. Okay, so modern abbreviations BC and AD has changed into BCE and CE. Okay, how it has changed? We will see that. BCE is an abbreviation for before common era. What is meant by BCE? Which is nothing but before common era, and is used instead of BC. So instead of BC, we are using B BCE. Instead of BC, we are using BCE. Okay. CE is an abbreviation for Common Ra. Okay. CE, which is nothing but instead of AD, we are using this. What is meaning of CE is Common Ra and is used instead of AD. Okay. AD has changed into CE, which means Common Ra. The years are the same only. The terms used are different. Okay. There is nothing. The name alone changed. Okay. BC changed into BCE. AD changed into CE. Okay. But the remaining things are the same. For example, 400 BC is the same as 400 BC. Okay, there is no changes. The years, okay, they won't change any numbers of the days and they won't reduce and increase the numbers. The number is same. Okay, 400 BCE is the same as 400 BC, and 2013 CE is the same as AD 2013. Okay. The span of time from 0 to 12 months is called the year 1. You know, so per year we have 12 months. Okay, the span of time for 0 to 12 month is called 1 year. Okay, the common draw begin with year 1 is our calendar. So the common draw calendar has started. Common draw begins with year 1 in our calendar. See, the same timeline only. The 0 point is birth of Jesus Christ, but they have changed the word. Okay, CE Common Ra, BCE before Common Ra. That's all. I hope you understood this. Okay, is it clear for you, children? Okay. Remember, when referring to dates before the birth of Christ, the greater the number of the year, the older the event. Therefore, an event that happened in 2000 BCE is older than an event that happened in 1000 BCE. So, when referring to dates after the birth of Christ, the greater the number of the year, the more recent the event. Therefore, an event that happened in 1000 CE has happened before an event happened to 2000 CE. Okay. See here, you have to, there is no changes. So the center point is Jesus Christ's birthday. After, you have to count forward. Okay, after Christ, which means CE Common Ra, you have to count 1 2 3 500 1000 500, which is continuously happen. But the count BCE, which means you have to count backward. Okay, the first, the before Christ, Christ birthdays before means you have to count 1 2 3 reversely. Okay, 500, which means from Jesus Christ birth to 500 years. Okay, and then 1000 to 2000. So you have to understood the difference between common. Okay, CE, what is how you have to count for Common Ra and BCE. Okay, before Common Ra. Do you understand, children? Again, I'm saying 0 point is the birth of Jesus Christ. You have to count the years after Christ is no problem, 1 2 3 as usual. But the BCE, which means you have to count backward. Okay, from 0 to in a timeline means you are minus, you are using, in same way in max you are using -1 -10 -9. Then same way here also. Is it clear for you? Okay, I hope you understood the topic. We will continue the remaining things in the next class. If you have any doubts, you can ask me through group. Thank you, children, for watching this video and have a nice day.